Hey everyone, so for today's video I actually started a new journal. So this is my 2020 life journal, and if you saw my 2019 life journal, I actually did use a bullet journal, but for this year I decided that I'm actually just going to use this blank sketchbook. This is a Harry Potter sketchbook, so it doesn't have any dots or anything, and as you can see it has some cool magical creature illustrations throughout because it is a magical creatures notebook. But yeah, I really love it. The pages aren't super thick, so there definitely is the possibility of ghosting and stuff like that, but I'm definitely taking more of a creative approach for 2020 for my life journal, so I'm definitely sticking more things in and stuff like that. So I just thought this was perfect for this year, so I'll leave it linked in my description. I really love it, but like I said, just know that it's not like super thick pages like my Archer and Olive ones. But yeah, so basically I'm just working on my title page, so this is obviously where I just write 2020 life journal and who it belongs to, and then I'm also doing another spread, 2020 life at a glance. I did a similar spread in 2019, so I wanted to do another one for 2020. But yeah, and I'm also going to answer a few questions because I did ask for some questions in my previous February Plan Me video, so I'm going to be answering some of those in this video. So basically I printed out that black starry graphic, I stuck that in, and I printed out the Pickaroo Me anime version of myself. I'll leave that website linked down below because a lot of people asked me about that, but basically I just created an anime version of myself last year and I really love how it turned out, so I printed it out again for my title page. And the washi tape that I'm using for this spread is from Paper Geek Co. And as always, I'll link as many of the products that I use in these spreads in my description. Okay, so now let's answer some of the questions. So I'm actually going to try to answer mostly non-bookish questions. I did receive a few bookish related questions, but because this is my journaling channel and not everyone is into books here, I decided to make it mostly non-bookish questions. So the first question, can you talk about your job in the Q&A? I work from home too, and I would like to know how it is for you. So if you don't know, I actually do work full time. I am a general manager for a small company, and yeah, working from home definitely has a lot of benefits but also some negatives. It definitely wouldn't work for everyone. Like, I know some people would just go crazy, but thankfully I am a homebody, so I do love being at home, and also it means I can spend more time with Scruffy and stuff and he doesn't have to be alone in the day, so I really love it for that reason. And it's definitely really good for YouTube because it allows more flexibility, so when I'm at home during my lunch break I can do YouTube stuff and I save time on commuting, so that is obviously really good too. So yeah, I'm definitely really thankful to be able to work from home, but it definitely can be hard if you don't have the self-motivation. But as you can see, I was planning to use the stamps for 2020, like to write 2020, but as you can see there's a random percentage sign and that's because the stamps that I bought are actually like on top. It's supposed to tell you what the stamp is, but it's actually wrong. So I picked up the two and it was actually a percentage sign. So I had to put that blank paper on top and just write 2020 myself. And then the next question is, how old is your dog and how did you get him? So Scruffy, my dog, is actually 12 years old. He's turning 13 in March, so next month. And we got him as a family when I was super little, so we got him from a breeder, which I don't recommend. I'm definitely going to adopt in the future. So the next question is, what made you start YouTube? I wanted to start YouTube for a while because I've always loved filming and editing and stuff like that. And I specifically started my booktube channel because I wanted to talk to more people about books because I don't have too many people in my real life who read. So I wanted to be able to talk about the books that I'm reading and talk to people who actually care. So that's why I started my booktube channel, which is the first channel that I started. And what are your tips for people who want to start a channel and how to grow it organically? So my biggest tip is just acknowledge the fact that you're probably going to be awkward. Most people are awkward when they first start filming because it's an unnatural thing to talk to a camera. So just acknowledge that and just embrace it. Like, don't feel too bad about that. You're going to become more natural the more that you film, and don't try to mimic other people's success. What might work for someone might not work for you. So just try to be yourself. I know everyone says that, but just try to be yourself and do what feels authentic to you. And tips for how to grow, definitely try to post consistently as much as possible. Not like 20 times a day, but you know, at least once a week. Try to engage with other creators in your community, but also don't specifically use people just to grow your channel, but it's nice to talk to other creators and stuff like that. But yeah, those are my main tips. Okay, if you had to choose a month without reading or a month without journaling, that is really hard. But at the moment, I think I would say a month without reading, and that's just because I feel really stressed out lately because, like I mentioned earlier, I have a lot going on at the moment. So I feel like I could live without reading for a month because at the moment I'm actually kind of struggling to sit down and read because I have so much on my mind. So I of course am listening to audiobooks and stuff, which I absolutely love, but I think, I mean, it would be a sad month, but I think I would choose a month without reading because when I'm journaling I can just watch a TV show or something while I'm doing it, and it's a little bit more relaxing at the moment because I don't have to think as much. I don't know. But that's just for the moment. I would probably change my answer in the future. I don't know. Also, as you can see, I'm working on my 2020 at a glance spread now, so this is where I'm just going to write, you know, the hobbies that I'm into, to things that I want to achieve, stuff like that. It's just kind of like a bit of everything, just so I can see the year at a glance. Well, what I predict is going to be my 2020. So the next question is, how do you record audio for your videos? Do you use an external microphone? So yes, I do. I'm currently recording on a Blue Yeti. I also use this microphone for my ASMR videos, so it works out really well. But yeah, so I use the Blue Yeti, and then I use Audacity, which is a free application you can download to record the audio, and then I import it into iMovie. And then the next question is, how do you manage your time to be able to film and work and everything? It's definitely a struggle, especially at the moment because I'm super busy with other life things. It's very hard to manage everything, and at the moment I'm definitely not uploading as much as I would like to. I try to upload minimum once a week on Journal with Chloe and Books with Chloe, but I would prefer to upload more if possible. And if you don't know, I do have an ASMR channel which I've been neglecting for months, and once everything is settled down, I definitely want to upload more consistently there. So yeah, basically I guess my biggest tip is I really try to maximize my time as much as possible. So if I am cooking or something like that, I will be listening to an audiobook so I can get some reading in. I always just try to multitask as much as possible. Also, I don't go out too much with my friends and stuff, which I don't know if I really recommend that. Like most weekends I spend working on YouTube stuff or reading and stuff like that, but I am introverted, so it's fine. But if you're extroverted, I feel like it would definitely be quite hard. But yeah, I definitely struggle too. Like I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed at the moment, but yeah, I feel like, yeah, just my tips is just try to multitask as much as you can. So as you can see, I put the black washi tape around the border, and I'm just using some silver nail polish to add some glitter to the washi tape. Okay, so the next question is, which K-dramas do you recommend? And I actually only recently got into K-dramas like a year or two ago, so I don't have too many recommendations, even though I am Korean, so I feel like I should have watched more. But yeah, I definitely have a long list of K-dramas that I want to watch, but some of the K-dramas that I recommend, I really recommend Romance is a Bonus Book if you are a book lover, but also if you're not a book lover. The main characters both work at a publishing company, so yeah, if you love books, you're definitely gonna love it. But the characters are just so amazing, and it's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's just one of my favorites. It was such a good time in my life when I was watching that show. I definitely want to rewatch it soon because it's definitely, I think it's my favorite. It's a tie between Romance is a Bonus Book and My First Love, and both of these shows are on Netflix. But My First Love is also so cute. It's like a friends to lovers situation, and there's also like a love triangle involved, but it's just so cute. The characters are amazing. It's basically about these friends who don't have anywhere to live, so they all at once go to their friend Teo's house and ask to stay with him. So all of a sudden he has 3 other roommates. So yeah, they're all living together, but they're just so cute. Like I love all the characters so much, and it's just such a fun show, but also like super emotional, and oh my gosh, I just love it. So yeah, those are my top 2 K-drama recommendations, My First Love and Romance is a Bonus Book. But I would also love to know your recommendations. I'm always looking for more K-drama recommendations. I'm currently watching Hotel de Luna at the moment, which I don't fully recommend yet because I haven't finished it. I'm only on episode 3, but it is really good so far, so I'm also loving that. And then the next question is, how do I study Korean? Have you ever thought about doing a study vlog for it? So I've definitely been slacking with my Korean studies recently. If you don't know, I am Korean. My mum used to speak to me in Korean when I was little, so I used to be able to speak Korean when I was younger, but I no longer can. But I actually used to go to Korean school every weekend, so I do know how to read and write Korean already because of that. But yeah, so I can already read and write Korean, and I haven't really set up a proper studying routine, so once I do, I might do a vlog about it, but I feel like my case is different because I already have that knowledge from when I went to school and everything. But yeah, basically I'm just using like some apps like Duolingo and stuff, and then I also am using some online tools. Like I watch some Korean YouTubers who teach Korean, so I'll leave some linked in my description. I also just asked my mum because obviously she can speak Korean, so I also just learn things from her, and I have a little notebook where I have everything written down and everything. But once I have a proper routine, I might do a video about it because a lot of people actually ask me about that. But yeah, at the moment I've been slacking. Okay, so the next question is, you mentioned you have a journal where you make aesthetic boards / spreads in for things that you like. What makes you decide which things get to have their own spread? Will we be able to see more of that journal, because I'm very intrigued? Okay, so I did make a video all about my journals because I do have a lot of journals, so I will leave that video linked up above and down below. But I don't actually have an aesthetic board journal. I think the person who asked this is thinking of my book aesthetics journal, which is basically where I make like an aesthetic board of a book that I've read and loved. And I do plan to do a flip through for that journal once it's done. It's definitely not done at the moment. But to answer the question, what makes me decide which things get to have their own spread? It's basically just if I feel the need. Like I just kind of want to do it. it, so I do it. So if I really love something, then I want to do a spread on it, you know what I mean? And then they also asked, have you ever thought about journaling about K-dramas? And I have already done some journal spreads on some K-dramas that I've watched. You'll see at least one of them in my 2019 life journal flip through. I did a spread on My First Love, which I mentioned earlier, and I did one for Romance is a Bonus Book, but I don't think you guys have seen that yet because that is in my film and TV show bullet journal, which I still need to do a flip through for, but I basically just do spreads for whatever I want. Okay, so the next question is, what do your family and friends think of you having 3 amazing YouTube channels, and would you ever feature them in your videos? So my family and friends are definitely like excited about it, like they really love it, they think it's really cool, and my friends also think it's cool. I didn't tell a lot of my friends for ages actually, but yeah, they think it's cool, and my sister Penny and my boyfriend Callan have been in some of my videos on my booktube channel. But in terms of my other family members, I'm actually currently trying to convince my mum to film a video with me because I think it'd be so fun, but she hasn't said yes yet because she's kind of nervous because it is a scary thing to like be on the internet because some people can be mean. But anyway, so as you can see, I wrote some of the things that are going to be happening in 2020 for me. So I wrote stream because I want to start streaming on Twitch. Hopefully that will be soon. I've been wanting to do that for so long and I just feel like it'd be so fun, especially with like Animal Crossing coming out and everything. I think that'd be so fun to stream Animal Crossing or just anything like Sims, Zelda, anything, because if you don't know, I do also love gaming. I also wrote how I want to move out this year. I also talked about studying Korean. I want to read 100 books this year. I want to get some of the tattoos that I've been wanting because I've been wanting a lot of tattoos for a while. I do have one tattoo, but I've been wanting more, and I really want to get some this year. And then I also talked about how I want to be more consistent on my YouTube channels, also basketball. And then I just stuck in that little brown envelope where I wrote some of my more personal goals that I just want for myself. So I will write that on a piece of paper and put that in the envelope. But yeah, so that is it for these spreads. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next one.